For many years, I have shared with you the idea that as consciousness, that which we call I am, governs, constructs, conceives, and becomes our experience of mind, body, and the universe. As creator of my experience of everyday reality, I am not bound by it. I'm independent of it. And that's the real meaning of detachment. My creation doesn't influence or change who I am because I'm the creator of my creation. So then, if this is true, then my experience of everyday reality is subject to revision as I wake up to my true self. So consciousness as the fundamental reality both generates and animates the totality of experience. And this includes the experience of mind, body, and universe. And while consciousness does this, it remains inherently independent of its own manifestations. As creative source, consciousness conceives and constructs the forms, the phenomena, and the laws that make up the lived world, this world that we're experiencing right now, projecting itself into a multiplicity while still retaining an essential unity untouched by its creations. All experience, whether thoughts of the mind, sensations of the body, perceptions of the cosmos, is constructed within and by consciousness itself. This means that what seems to be external reality is actually a play of awareness. Mind and universe arise as creative expressions or projections constructed and known within the field of awareness. The sense of being a separate self, an individual body-mind, is itself a construct in consciousness, analogous to a dream character within a larger dream. So, despite generating and becoming these experiences, consciousness remains essentially free and independent from them, much as a dreamer is not limited by the dream. Are you limited by last night's dream? Obviously not. So as the creator, consciousness is not fundamentally changed by its creations. Rather, it is capable of recognizing its creativity and thereby revising or transforming experience as awareness grows and expands. This creative intelligence and this creative independence means that experience is not fixed, but is continually subject to revision and reinterpretation. As awareness deepens and identification with constructs falls away. So, when consciousness wakes up to its true formless identity, which is who we are, Tattvamasi, that thou art. When consciousness wakes up to its true formless identity, recognizing itself as the ground and governing principle of all phenomena, it is empowered to revise the interpretation and quality of its own experience. Realization of this truth shifts perspective from being a passive subject to an active creator, capable of dissolving limiting patterns and reimagining the self and the world. Therefore, the more consciousness knows itself as the independent creator, the I am, the more fluid and open experience becomes, always able to be revised in light of greater self-awareness and freedom. So, in essence, as consciousness, I am the source and substance of my experience of mind, body, universe. Yet, as creator, I remain inherently free of these, able to revise my experience as I awaken to my true formless self. Good enough? So, what are the practices that can help us get there? There's a variety of practices that support awakening to the true self and expanding awareness, with most effective procedures actually integrating inner reflection, embodied presence, and a willingness to release limiting identities. I would say that is the major hurdle, the willingness to release limiting identities. Of course, regular meditation, especially styles focusing on breath, body awareness, simply witnessing thoughts, all of this settles surface agitation and brings attention to the witnessing awareness beneath or behind the mental noise. Mindfulness in daily life, such as mindful walking or eating, also grounds experience in the present, or we'd say brings presence to every experience, dissolving habitual identification with thoughts and emotions. Introspective practices like self inquiry, who am I, what am I, and shadow work help reveal core beliefs and unconscious patterns as well, allowing for clearer recognition of the authentic self, not the conceptual self, the authentic self, which is beyond conditioned roles. Journaling, honest self reflection further deepen the process, fostering insight and freedom. Spending time in nature or relaxing in solitude supports reconnection with inner stillness, quieting external distractions and awakening intuitive awareness. Solitude, of course, provides space to observe personal tendencies and is the true self, and the true self then starts to emerge without social masks. So the personality is persona, is your mask, social mask. Yoga, breathwork, pranayam, body scans cultivate embodied awareness and help clear physical or energetic blockages that hinder higher consciousness. And then there are tantric and yogic disciplines, including asana and purification techniques that prepare mind body for deep realization. Gratitude and compassion, daily gratitude, reflection on what am I grateful for, acts of compassion open the heart and foster expanded consciousness by shifting focus from contraction to interbeingness, interconnectedness, entanglement. Engaging in creative activities or selfless service, seva, karma yoga, can move awareness beyond limited self-concern, encouraging flow states and direct, non-dual experience of presence. I, of course, regularly do silent retreats and other retreats for intensive clarity, where guided self-inquiry and awareness-based practices, noticing awareness of being or awareness of awareness, is just a little shift in attention. So that also helps. And I have also suggested that occasional plant medicine journeys or altered states under supervision and with respect for the traditions can also help you get in touch with the source of all experience, and then from there recognize how to shift it. So always remind yourself with the following affirmation, let's call it that: I abide as awareness, free and whole. I remember my true self. Hold this knowing as much as you can. Even during meditation, just shift to being aware of being or awareness, which is free and whole. So these are very effective techniques, and I hope all of that can also be kind of summarized in one word or one attitude. That's an attitude of acceptance toward all passing thoughts, feelings, and sensations, recognizing and allowing them without judgment or attachment. This reduces emotional reactivity, increases clarity about current states of mind. As Krishnamurti said, the highest intelligence is the ability to observe yourself without judging yourself. Always remembering that we are the creator, the producer, the director, the choreographer, the hero, and the villain of our movies.